participating hotels will need to log in.
So they'll enter their property ID, their username, and their password. And once logged in, they will go to property setup, property details, and they'll just fill in some of their basic contact information on the left-hand side here, just entering in things like their address, phone number, stuff like that. The email fax and the email address are where confirmations are sent to. So if I enter a fax number using digits only and starting with the number 1, whenever a booking is made, now that I have the fax number entered, a fax confirmation will be sent to this fax address. If I take it out, no faxes are sent out. And for the email address, whenever a booking is made, the email confirmation will go out to this email. Most of the other information here is pretty self-explanatory, such as the address, phone number, stuff like that. On the right-hand side, we have the general settings, and in here we're just going to fill in the check-in age, the checkout age, or sorry, check-in time and checkout time, the check-in age, and then what is considered to be a child. Um, if there is a minimum lead time to book, it can be entered here. Normally, that's taken care of automatically through the event, as normally the cutoff time is months ahead of time, so that's usually not going to be applicable. But if there is an event that you'd allow bookings up until even after the event starts, this could be used to still put a stop to a certain number of days in advance. Um, Cancellation policy, again, not normally used for these events. Normally that's going to be set per event. And then we do have a field for the GST number, and the booking model should always be set to instant. The rest of the information on this page will not be used except for under the rates and discount settings, we have a field for a third tax percentage. This is where a MAT tax or a DMF can be entered. Other one-time charges would allow you to enter a fee that's applied once per reservation, such as a $5 resort fee. And then other daily charges would be a fee that's applied per night. So if I put a $5 cleaning fee, it would apply that for each night of the guest stay. And then we do have a save button at the bottom here. Once that has been completed, we do have some information we can fill in under the details, just adding a bit of a short property description, number of units, suites and floors, whether pets are allowed, and free parking, and then checking off a few pieces of information such as any affiliations, payments accepted, and languages spoken. The amenities tab is next, and this would just be checking on which amenities are available at the property. There is a description field, but it will not be used. And then we have our save button. Credit cards, this would just be checking on the type of credit cards that are accepted. And these are what the guests will be able to choose when they're making a booking. Policies won't be used. Photos. So for the photos, we have a booking engine thumbnail, which is the initial image shown. Property descriptive images, which are going to be images shown when the guest is looking at your hotel specifically. Property logo will be your logo, and the amenities images and the map thumbnail will not be used. Directions. For the directions, the only thing that needs to be entered is the latitude and longitude. Most of this setup is done only once and does not need to be done again. For the events items we have under package event management, and everything you need to do for the events is in here. So the first thing would be to create a new room type, or use an existing one if you already have it. You would just come in here, enter in a room code if you needed to add a new one, such as NK for non-smoking king, and a room name, non-smoking. And then click on add room, and it would add it to the list. You can also click on a room code to go in and edit the information for that room code. So you can edit the name, add a description. You can set a master inventory. This should be the number of rooms of that type available at your property. You will set the number of rooms being offered for each event later on. Master rate is a default rate. Maximum adults is the maximum number of adults permitted in that room type. Master adult rate is the rate for extra adults in the room beyond what's included in the base rate. Max children is the maximum number of children permitted in that room type. Master child rate is the rate for extra children in the room. Max persons is the total number of people allowed in the room. So this setup of 4 adults, 3 children, and 4 people, we could have 4 adults and no children, or we could have 1 adult and 3 children. We would not, however, be able to have 2 adults and 3 children because that'd be 5, which is more than the max persons, nor would we be able to have, say, 4 children because that's more than the max children. Display order is the order in which the rooms are displayed, with 1 being the first. Adults max persons included. This is the number of people included in the base room rate. So in this case, we have 2 people included in the room rate, and then for the third person up, we will charge them based upon the age of the person. With children that fall within the child age range we set earlier being charged the child rate, and then any adults and children above that child age limit being charged as an adult for the adult rate here. The minimum rate is a safety field, which will prevent you from accidentally entering the wrong number. So if I had a minimum rate of $100 and I mean to enter a rate of 150, but I accidentally enter 15, the system will not allow you to enter that rate. The 3 CRS fields will not be used. Each room also has its own set of amenities and its own set of photos that you can upload. Whenever we have a photo in the system, you can click on the upload button for it, and it will tell you the size that the image needs to be.